Thanks for joining. Appreciate everybody that's spending a little time here with us today. This is video 2. What is shell? So it's a horse leather that comes from the rear quarters of a shell, often referred to as the ass. This is a piece of genuine Horween Shell Cordovan, and if we're looking at the animal, this is the grain side here. This is a Dublin leather. So this is the grain side. This is the grain side. Dublin leather, this is the side that's kind of finished and kind of shows off the beauty here. Now, with shell, this is actually the flesh side. And basically it's shaved down until it reaches this layer of flat muscle, which is the shell. It's kind of hot stuff. It's got all the oils, all that fun stuff that really makes this what it is. It's obviously gonna get dyed, gonna get finished with pigments, with color. This case, it does not, because it's the natural one. It is an aniline dye. And what's important and why I bring that up is because if you look at this pair, which is unlined Shell Cordovan, the lining, which would be this part, so it's just, that's the lining, you can see is still, you know, this natural tan color. That is kind of the general kind of premise of how you get something like this. Is it comes from the horse, gets tanned, they flip it over to the flesh side, shave everything off until they get down to this flat fibrous muscle structure, which it then becomes the Shell Cordovan. Now, when we get into the colors, you're going to see darker colors are much more prevalent than the lighter ones, and there's a very simple reason for that. If you look at this kind of scale here of colors, we'll start with a dark one, and you'll see that, you know, this can hide the imperfections, the natural imperfections in the shell, which is, you know, something that, in my view, is perfectly par for the course with Shell Cordovan. That's how the material looks. When you get into a natural, you know, anything that's in here, imperfections or blemishes, natural blemishes that are on this muscle, on this material, are going to show right through. And when you're making something complicated out of inexpensive material, there's a higher risk, and that's why they choose to make and produce, you know, more darker, because it is easier to do that. And when I say easy, you know, it's a relative thing. It's easier. It's not easy. There is a huge variation, or there's the potential for a huge variation within the same color. And we're going to do one quick comparison here. Color 4. This is one of my favorite colors. If we look at it right here, this is a pair of color 4. I'd call that very consistent across the pair, like beautifully done. Now we compare color 4 to another pair of color 4, and it's very, very close, but it's a little bit different, and that's to be expected. If you were to see a little bit lighter, a little bit darker in this family, like it's all still color 4. Talking about kind of natural variations here. So split toe, so you've got one cut kind of coming around here. The heel counter is another. And then you've got the other cut that's coming in here, and you've got the vamp that's part of the tongue. So there's a lot of pieces going on here. As I turn this, you're gonna see what looked even here now doesn't look so even, does it? Whoops. This is now lighter, this is darker, this is darker. what's going on here? All well and good. Now people are going to start losing their minds, like, what is going on? This is defective. Send it back. It's defective. It shouldn't look like that. It should be flat, one color. Well, I'm going to just flat out say that that annoys the hell out of me when people say that. There's nothing defective about this. This is the color of the shell cordovan. And one aspect that contributes to that difference that you'll see there is the table color of shell. So here is the flat piece of natural shell. Now remember, this has no color, but as I tilt this, you're going to see lighter to darker. And that's just par for the course with shell. You have your table color, and when you're cutting your pattern, depending on where you cut it, what direction, then you curve that and you make it into a shoe, and all of a sudden one side looks darker than the other. Or it all looks well and good, but then you turn that shoe upside down, sideways, and under a bright light for your Instagram photo, and you're like, what the heck? I gotta return these things, they don't match. Nope, material accepts pigment, how it's tanned and dyed, all the oils, the hot stuffing, everything that's going on within that shell. We lost the light, but we haven't lost our fight, so let's keep going. Now, we're going to finish up here with the types of shells. So this is glazed natural shell cordovan, natural to color. This is color 4, glazed shell cordovan. Same thing, different color. Now, unglazed, same color, natural. The big difference here is that this goes through the finishing and glazing process. This does not. And what that glazing process is, the machinery at the end has the big glass roller, and the guy's kind of moving the shell through like this, and the glass is just pounding the crap out of that to create that final glaze, high gloss finish. Horween Shell Cordovan, natural, unglazed. You'll sometimes hear raw. Now, the other kind of types we're going to look at or just touch on that exist really are the embossed shells. All it is just that they take this and they emboss it. The difference, similar to you have a smooth calf and then you have patch green calf or a scotch green calf. Same material, just a textured difference there. The last thing that I'll kind of bring up here is kind of a quick demonstration here of the kind of the range of the colors. Color 4, glazed color 4. All right, I'm not going to say glazed every time. Unless I say unglazed, it's glazed. So, color 4, shell cordovan. You see the color spectrum for the place, right? Darks, lights, different lights, more lights. Now we flip it over, show like a good full spectrum of everything. We'll go color 4 with some patina via the shell bridge back pocket to unglazed, natural raw unglazed, natural reverse. So on the inside of this pocket is just natural shell, and this is the reverse side. So you can kind of see like the full spectrum right here. Like, subscribe, share it, call a friend, have them like, subscribe, share it, and then call another friend. Thanks for watching.